I bet you've heard that expression. You know the one, patience is a virtue. What does that really mean? And how does it really help me in my life? With that said, let's dive into today's learning. When I think about the word patience, it makes me think about waiting. And when I think about waiting, I think about being in traffic. You know, traffic that's so slow, it's like a worm wriggling through the soil. Or when my patients who are patiently sitting, if you pardon the pun, in the waiting room, ready to be seen by a healthcare professional. So where's the virtue in waiting? Because it sounds boring. Well, let's start by looking at the word virtue. Like, what does it even mean? A virtue is the part of something that makes that thing better. For example, think of a sharp blade that's used to cut carpets. The sharp part is the virtue of the blade, as it helps the blade do its job well. Similarly, patience is what we call a moral virtue, as it helps you avoid things that take you away from living an authentic and meaningful life. In the words of the philosopher Alistair MacIntyre, patience is the virtue of waiting attentively without complaint. See, there is a difference between just waiting and waiting attentively. The latter requires you to be switched on and focused. So when your opportunity comes, and trust me, it will come, you are ready to take action. Think of when you're trying to pull out of a roundabout. If you're attentive, you will notice someone slowing down or taking a different exit, which allows you the chance to pull out. But if you're not attentive, you will never move, or worse, you move at the wrong time, which could lead to a crash. So the second part of the quote is without complaint. Because here's the thing, it's easy to complain and moan about having to wait, or about things we can't control. Here's the problem with complaining. It puts you in a negative mindset. And when your opportunity comes, you probably won't realize you'll have no energy to take any action. Because it's just easier to complain. Let me share a story from my life. So recently I've taken up archery, and most Sundays, Jamie and I, remember Jamie? He's my personal trainer. We head down to shoot some arrows at our local club. So on this particular Sunday, we wanted to maximize our time. So we got there early, collected our equipment, and headed down to the field. Because we were early, we managed to get the same bows as the week before. However, when I opened my case, I soon realized there was no string. I then had to walk back to the unit, which had all the equipment, to get the bow changed. In total, I had to do this 3 or 4 times. In my mind, I was getting frustrated. I was thinking, what was the point of getting here early? We haven't even started yet. I'm going to have to use a different bow today, and that will probably affect my performance. So finally, I had the right equipment, and I went to collect my arrows. Now, because of all the chaos of getting a new bow, my arrows from the week before had gone. And now I'm really fuming, thinking, is anything going to go right today? Now, I'm finally ready to shoot. I let loose with new arrows and a new bow. And what do you know? I'm even better than the week before. In fact, it was the best session I've ever had, despite not using my normal equipment. As we sat down for lunch, I reflected on what I'd learned from today's session. The lesson was, be patient, Jazz, because you never know what life has in store for you. I think about this often because there are so many things we can't control in our day-to-day lives. So how do we cope better with that ever-changing environment? Well, one is to be patient when things are happening around us. And second is to think, what can I do or control in this situation? For example, you can't control if it's going to rain, but you can wear a waterproof jacket or use an umbrella. Here's my challenge to you. For the next week, try to be more mindful of the situations you find yourself in and see where can you exercise more patience. And think, what can I do to help this situation? What one action can I take? And guys, I want to hear from you, so please comment below with your observations. As always, I'll leave you with my mantra, have more, do more, be more. Be sure to subscribe, share and like. Send this to one person who really needs to hear this, and I'll see you in the next video.